Okay.
You read.
Can we check and make sure that everything is
No, the
going
most.
as it should while
Okay,
people join?
okay. Let's do a quick check. Uh,
So we give about a minute
mhm.
for the notifications to go out for people to start joining. Because I'd like to ask where people are joining from
Okay.
so they can put that in the chat and we can start the conversation. But
Oh,
while we're doing that, this is the coaching of the future. And we intend to go through this as a series to make sure that we are educating, make sure that we are creating awareness of the future that is now because of the amazing developments in technology and discussing how coaches, and not just coaches, coaches, professionals, consultants, really every industry now needs to upgrade and integrate to survive in the future that is already here. So, Mr. David, are we are we connected everywhere?
yes. On X, I just confirmed that we're connected on X, and on Facebook, I can see myself on Facebook, and I've
Okay.
just uh, confirmed X. I'm about to confirm the others, but I've confirmed X and Facebook so far, and it's live and fine. I want to head over now to LinkedIn and check what's going on that platform. I'll
Okay.
be on LinkedIn in a minute. LinkedIn, where are you?
So you can also, while you're checking, you can also maybe share a YouTube link. I'm going to do
Yes,
that.
we're live. We're live on LinkedIn.
Okay.
We're live on LinkedIn. I can confirm we're live on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is confirmed. YouTube is the last one I'm about to check now. Just a minute. YouTube, where are you? Okay. YouTube. No, I can't see YouTube. YouTube. I can't see. I
I
cannot
see
see
mine,
YouTube.
so you should be able to see yours.
Well, I can't see my own YouTube. Uh,
Mm,
but it's okay. We can go on. I'm sure it's going to come on later because the other one came on later.
okay.
Yes. So let's go on. Since you can see yourself on YouTube, that's fine. I can see
Okay.
myself. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, hello, wherever you are joining us from in the world, on the planet, and we are in this session called "Coaching of the Future." And I have with me here visionary futurist Mr. Adeoye David Abodunri. He's the Chief Coaching Officer of Cubed Consulting. And I am Folake Igodaru, founder of CEO VIP, a digital marketing and business coaching company. And we're happy to have you here, wherever you're joining us from. You can share your thoughts and share this live. And we'll also like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Your questions, your contributions are very much welcome. So we're going to get started with the first question. We intend to go deep into what it means when we say coaching of the future. And we are discussing a shift which is happening right now and affecting every industry. So, the first question, Mr. David, is traditional coaching dead? And are most coaches too scared to admit it?
That's a very powerful question right there. Thanks for having me here, Falaki. I'm super excited about thinking about coaching of the future. And I must say to you, you're doing a very fantastic work with coaching and coaches, and I really love your passion. And all I can
Thank you.
say is that really, God bless you so much. So
Thank you.
is coaching dead? Traditional coaching. First of all, what is tradition? What is tradition? What is tradition? The second question is what is coaching? And is that the correct word to explain the changes we are seeing? Because the answer would be yes and no. Yes, because today, for any type of coaching support I need, I can get Meta or Gemini or ChatGPT to coach me, and the things, and I can tell it to use T Grow or any of the other models, and it's going to give me result. By the time I go through a subject with Gemini, I go through the same subject with Meta, I go through the same subject with ChatGPT. In between these three guys, I'm going to be on stock. If all I was looking for is what we do in traditional coaching, then these three guys, and see, I'm describing them as guys now because they are really fellow coaches. So, in that sense, if all we're doing is what we used to do the same way we used to do it, then traditional coaching is gone. However, traditional coaching has some interesting terms that it could reinvent itself by, although the length of its days still limited. In the long run, the way we are doing coaching today is not sustainable. Not because of coaching itself alone, but because of the environment, our clients, governments, geopolitical systems. There are some real big issues ahead of coaching. The strong no, traditional coaching is not dying, or coaching is not dying as an industry. It doesn't mean traditional coaching will survive the coming future, but coaching is not dying easily. It's because mental health issues present a strong, interesting trajectory into the future. There's a big, big opportunity in mental health, and it will continue to be so for a while. I'm talking about it's going to get bigger. Right now, statistics will say one out of every 3 or 4 persons have mental health issues or would have mental health issues. I dare say in exactly 3 to 4 to 5 years from today, it's going to be one out of every 2 persons. I dare expand by saying in another 2 years, most likely to 3 years from the futuristic trajectory. I'm talking mathematical models and what's happening with the patients registering in the mental health institutions of the world today, real economic data coming from the Ministry of Health of many countries. Mental health issues will affect everyone in their lifetime. At least, at least, some projections look like 1/4 of a person's life, he or she will spend under some mental health condition. If you think about it, our fears are not going away,
Mm-hmm.
our worries are not going away. Every success introduces a new level of worry or
Mm-hmm.
anxiety or fear. So the moment in the heart of the consumer, the moment in the life of the consumer for coaching isn't dying or going away easily. It's about to be expanded. It's about to grow bigger. If I so add that we are changing in very interesting ways, attention span is getting little. We are not sitting still enough. And let me back up a little bit to say this. By the way, the mental health issues we have in the world today is driven by the richest of the richest. There is a
Interesting that you would
whole,
say that.
yes, there's a whole big conspiracy to keep people not too mentally fit.
Yeah.
The big
Yeah.
farmers are involved, governments
Mm-hmm.
are involved so they can control people more. The billionaires of the earth are involved. And look, this is a big one. security agencies of the world are involved, because when people have mental capacity to reason well, then they are less governable. Then they can't buy impulse.
Yeah.
So we are
Okay.
being
So
planned.
with all these issues, and I'm glad that you wove in mental health, right?
Yes,
At this point,
yes.
I always say it, especially Nigerians, we all of us have mental health issues. Okay. it
Everybody,
doesn't
almost
it
everybody.
doesn't help that we are still healing from slavery, which no one is talking
Yes,
about. But that's a whole
yes,
completely different conversation. So
yes.
with the advances and with the developments and the control, do you think that coaches are taking full advantage of this opportunity? If they are, in what ways? If they are not, how can they begin to do that so that they are
Okay.
well positioned and not left behind?
Yes, yes, yes. The first thing is to even be aware. I think many coaches are buried. I think there's some mentality shifts that traditional coaching also needs to do. I think we are on our identity and our products and services as coaches more than the people that we are coaching. I think that is an error to have celebrity coaches.
Mm,
You don't see celebrity medical doctors. I watch coaches, I watch the mental centers. You see, I'm a futurist that looks at people's mental. When I'm looking at all the ads, I'm looking at the general populace within the coaching community.
yes.
And I had my bad turns because of this particular comment I'm about to make, which is that, look, you don't see celebrity medical doctors, except for the ones that help women to enhance their body. And it's because
Mm,
they're in the vanity industry. They're in the industry. I'm sorry, I'm calling the vanity industry. They're in the industry of show off and all of that. Majority of For everyone that's popular like that, you have another 10 medical doctors who are not popular. When their patients get well, is when they are happy.
yeah.
So, what is your mental psyche? Is it about you or about your
Yeah.
clients? Now, I see coaches who talk. I mean, when they are talking, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, it's not about you. It's not about you. Can you please get out of your own way? Now, you see coaches say things like, I'm a life molder, I'm the destiny arranger, I am the this, I'm the da 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 da. And I'm looking at the guy. It should be about the destinies you are arranging, not about you. So there are many coaching products that have arrived the coaching market dead. They came dead on arrival, but people don't know. The only feedback we're getting is that we're not getting enough subscription.
Mm,
Instead of us to get a wake-up call that maybe I'm not resonating with my market, what we do is now heap advertising, and we are heaping our own brand, not what the people in the market need. Then we
yeah.
go things like you must have an addressable niche. You can't be coach of everybody. No. If what you're selling is not available in the market, you will still grow hungry. What is the total addressable market that connects, not that need, that their emotions connect
Mm-hmm.
with your coaching service? Who are they? Where are they? So many coaches are not looking at the demographics.
Mm-hmm.
They are building their product and services from a position of passion
Mm-hmm.
and profit and
Yeah.
possibilities, not the reality of how many people in the market will buy that particular coaching service. Trust me, if you have a coaching need, you will find your door to the house of the coach. You find your two legs will find its way to the house of the coach, the door of the coach, and to be a long
Mm-hmm.
queue. Why are
Mm-hmm.
why are we having long queues? Why aren't coaches sufficiently subscribed all over the world? There's some
Yeah.
okay, there's some always some okay, some market analytics okay, coaching is also thousand of billions in a year in this place, in that place. It is the top coaches who have 80% of that market. Only 20% of coaches all over the world have 80% of the market that's going on. So what's going on
Mm.
is that people are not going on their own personal capacities, what they can
Yes.
do, and they're trying to package it for people as what people would
Yeah.
need. But no, if I don't have
Yeah.
the need, you can't put the thing down my throat. So
Yeah.
understand your market and what's happening in your market is what coaches need to do. And that's
Mm-hmm.
listening for the direction of the future in your personal coaching practice. That will
Yeah.
take its origin from current self-awareness of the market.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs my product? Where are they
Yes.
based? What are they doing? And why are they not coming? What do I need to do? From the perspective of the consumer, not what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically them or us being very aware of the markets, doing adequate market research, and being consumer centric, consumer focused, and
Thank
just
you.
shift that the perspective from me to you and the
They,
market.
or you, or the
Yeah.
market, the market, or what is
Yeah.
driving the market.
Yes. And it's interesting that you say that because this conversation is what I have been obsessed with using ChatGPT. Myself and ChatGPT, we go on this deep dive on my audience, their fears, their triggers, and just from an emotional and psychological perspective. We've done the research to gather data. And speaking of data, how can coaches use AI to gather their own data? With this data, they can have proper market research that is fit to their business so that they can properly position. So, how can they integrate AI to help them achieve this?
Okay, let's before you jump to AI, how can they integrate technology? AI is a
Mm-hmm.
second level, although we must leapfrog quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, we've not finished using Google as coaches. Many coaches in their niche don't know the predominant conversations or the most used words per geography per region on Facebook. What are the most popular questions that are being asked on social media? Social media listenership. I mean, you're a technology enhancement coach. By the way, everyone listening, please talk to Coach Folake for your technology needs in your business process and all of that. She's super amazing in that area. Um, what are your, in terms of your market, what are the top boiling conversations? Ordinary social media listenership. Many coaches don't know there is something called positive mention, negative mention, neutral mention. There are social media tools that comb the internet to continue to listen for your brand continuously, and they will tell you that you have total number of positive mentions, negative mentions, medium mentions. It's gotten more sophisticated that there are social media tools that will tell you you're not even in the conversation. Your niche is not in the conversation. This relationship coaching, everybody relationship, love. Their social media tools, I'll tell you, is an oversaturated, over communicated area. But what I tell many coaches that don't ignore the power. I need to just put in my power cord. Don't ignore the power of
Mm-hmm.
your communication. Don't ignore the power of your communication, especially what is the market saying and what is the
Yes.
market not saying. If you ignore it, you're going to buy yourself. So I'm just trying to reach out my people who are messaging me. Uh, if you don't listen to what
Mm.
social media is saying, what is X saying in that area? What are they
Yeah.
saying in Clubhouse? What are they seeing on TikTok? What is the predominant frame of thought or imagination in the heart of the consumer at that time? Please, the person will become a cockroach, not a coach. I'm sorry for that really quote. I mean, you should
I
not
like
describe
that.
a you should not describe a human being as a cockroach. But you're going to be like roaches, not coach. You're going to be roasting people, and your service will be roasted. That's roach.
Mm,
That's roaching, not coaching. You see, at the end of the day, so you cannot use AI to now aggregate social media listenership, for example, and then use that to now start curating content. That's where social media comes in. It gives you a list of the words and the thoughts. It gives you a
mm-hmm.
list of the words and the thoughts or the frames. You can never finish content that the market gives you.
Yes.
You can never exhaust it. Look, if you just put in ChatGPT to do a solid search for me, say for Meta, go all over Meta in Nigeria. What are Nigerians saying about coaching? Or what are Nigerians saying about relationship coaching? Or why are Nigerians not talking to coaches? What are the predominant conversations? Listen for Lagos and environ alone. Just let me go to Lagos and environ and listen to the conversations between so age so age.
Mm-hmm.
Go to this place and listen for me. What are the top needs of professionals? Is it that they don't have value for money so that you can have value driven
Key question.
solutions? What exactly are they talking so that you can know how to position yourself? So AI
Yeah.
is even big. The first thing is even to master technology, and that's what we are here over the next 13 weeks.
Mm,
And it was 13 episodes, I beg your pardon. We will go toe to toe, step by step, to unravel the thinking. Any coach or anyone who listens in there, even if you're a manager or a business leader, just go to Meta. What are project managers talking about? If you're a business analyst, what are the predominant business analysis conversations? What are managers complaining that their staff don't know? If you're on LinkedIn, look, and then AI machines can help you go into each of those areas, and they will do a thorough search, and they'll give you the wordings by which you now put content. What are recruiters talking about? Why are you not getting a job? Why are we not getting enough jobs? I mean, whatever you want to do, write it and begin to first of all use technology in a more proactive, aware way, not just and then number two, on Google, there is a setting. There's something where you can set all the conversations globally. All the conversations globally. It's going to bring you from Australia, from New Zealand, from South Africa, from Timbuktu, from India. All the conversations. It's going to give you a list. People have not finished using Google. Talk less of even scratching the face with Gemini. And like we say in data management, don't ask for the whale when you've not finished eating tilapia or the small fishes, small fishes.
yes.
You're human
Start from
being.
level one.
Yes, exactly. So that's the first point. So that's how to use AI. It's aggregating the intelligence while you're using the smaller technologies. Before
Yeah.
we now go to things like how do you use AI to better your processes? What can you
Mm,
automate?
yes.
What can you, I mean, there's something remarkable that you are doing already, which is to do the work you're doing with DeepMind. I'm following that, and I'm so excited at what you're doing. The other thing, when we now go to that, we now start thinking partnership. We are not, Africans don't like collaboration. We don't know how to collaborate. We don't know how to conquer markets together. Just imagine if 10 coaches come together in a certain niche and they make their coaching scripts of the past 10 years available to AI. They can
Mm,
the question and answer model, large language model. Just simple, basic thing. Look, the kind of money they will make. After a while, Facebook and all these other guys will have to reach out to them to say, can we buy from you? But the problem will be who will be the chief name? On whose tab will that product come under? Who will be the number one person? How will he be raking all the other? The person too will get greedy. Then the coaches too will get greedy. A lot of cockroaches. Everybody's everything was small. I'm sorry for that. A lot of small bites. So we don't know how to work together and do big things together. And this is very powerful. This is very powerful for me. Um, because AI is big. It will
yes.
need integration and collaboration. The investments are huge. And I've seen some people trying to do work in it's going to get small. A time is going to come when you get tired of because the investment is big. We need big
Yeah.
investment. We need people coming together. We need coaches coming together to leverage technology and AI. And it's a
Mhm.
journey. It's a big journey. Look, if you know what opportunities exist for us as coaches or African professionals all over the world, it will shock you. But
Mm.
let me stop there.
Okay, you mentioned something which I think or I can see is changing, which is that Africans don't like to collaborate.
No, we
Yes, in some industries or in some areas, and maybe it's gaining mainstream attention, that collaboration is the way forward in building any successful brand. And I
yes.
believe coaches are waking up to that.
Mhm,
And it's now simply, like you said, if you have a cockroach mentality. So if you are moving from a mindset of competition, I believe it takes
mhm,
time to make that mental shift and realize that
mhm,
people are not out to get you, people are not out to steal from you. Um,
mhm,
and it's now a question of how do you measure a relationship to know, okay, if this relationship and this collaborative opportunity is good for my business, how does it fit into my vision, right? And then what are our responsibilities? These are clear guidelines that I believe would help that collaboration. And of
mhm.
course, you can always ask uh, Gemini or any of these softwares. Okay, these are the details of the relationship of this business. Here's everything you need now. Give me the pros and cons of us going into this project together, which is a fantastic way to do collaboration in a very successful way.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're talking about automation. What are two simple tasks that coaches can easily automate so that, at the end of this conversation, people listening can take one task. We need to give them tasks, assignments, homework, so that
Mhm.
we can ask them, how far did you go? What did you do? What were your results? This way, as we go through the episodes, we're holding people accountable. We're not just doing this so that we can just have a good time gisting. We need to
Mhm.
make sure that we are keeping people accountable, and people have practical things that they can do. So at least if you are not getting the results that you want, you know that is your fault.
I totally agree with you. And thank you for that question. Again, I like to, one of the things we do as coaches is that we use questions a lot. And the questions, the quality of your questions determine the quality of your results and eventually the quality of your life. You see, I'll go back. Remind me. I want to say something about about coaches and collaboration and some comment you made. Um, the simple comment before I go to your main question is simple. Wait until money comes in, my sister. Forgive me for saying my sister. Wait until money. When big money comes, then you see brethren. I mean, you see the highest holy relationship you can have is pastor and church member. You see, for me, my own experience, you see pastor from the pulpit calling on thunder to fire a fellow brother or sister. The moment money comes in, it's a problem in the black hole. The bigger the money, collaboration is okay until we begin to make money. Once big money comes in, you're going to see sister to sister, brother to brother. People will show their real color. But that is for another day. But like you say, it's shifting, it's changing, and we must really disabuse our minds and begin to work together collaboratively. It took me a while to personally believe that any African coach or any Nigerian or African, any Nigerian coach can collaborate. It took me a while, I must tell you, because of my personal experience and I understand psychology. When things are going, I will know in my mind that see trouble, see trouble. And I go to the table as if it may not work, it may work. I just want to cause a change. Otherwise, I'll not be able to move beyond some of the biases I personally have. There was a time I studied the landscape personally, and some of the things I saw made me to just because a lot of coaches are also on their journeys. There are a lot of coaches who,
Yes.
you see, you cannot be a hot soul and be a healer.
Mm.
When you're still hot in your
Yeah.
soul as a coach
Yeah.
is still, I mean, you are a very timid person
Mm.
in the soul, and you're not a self-confidence coach. How? Because you're going to be healing people of their lack of self-confidence, right? It's going to drain
Yeah.
and call on your own soul.
Yes.
That's why when you finish one coaching experience or therapy, you will know that virtue left you. There's always
Mm-hmm.
this tired feeling.
Yeah.
Virtue left you. Now, that's because it is from the resources of what you have that you can actually help others or give unto others. So if you're a certain kind of coach and you don't have that part in your soul, you're not built up in your soul, you need automation. But no matter the automation or the support system we give you, you are not ready to coach. There are people who are really, really tormentors who call themselves mentors. You are mentoring people and you cannot stand their stardom. I mean, what happens to your soul or to your mood, to your will, mood, and emotions when the person you coach and gave out of your coaching suddenly makes the $1 million mark? And here you are with just the bill you collected for that coaching experience. Do you feel like bile rising on your throat? If you do, you're a human being, you're humane. But it means that you're not ready for the success of your clients. You're not ready. So there are a lot of people who do those things. It's a long list. So that's my first thing. Before we talk physical processes that a coach needs to put together, can we begin to think about mental processes to prepare you for the success you are looking for? Like I said earlier, you cannot be, I mean, I've met love coach that is totally a hot, nervous, hateful person from his own past relationships, and he's a love coach. So, so the first thing is, what are the internal processes of a coach, and how can technology help the internal process of a coach? Many coaches are battling with what you call situational awareness, and I just give a way to handle it. Go and investigate what is being discussed on social mediums. Sorry, I said medium for a certain reason. Because social media is a medium, and that
Yes.
medium is like a crystal ball that can help you to know the direction that society is going. Take reading and leadership. When people are conversing about Nigeria, are you studying for the emotions and the imaginations that are going on, or are you being arrogant to just also talk your own mind and not listen to the souls of Nigerians?
Yeah.
There's a lot of despondency in Nigeria right now, a lot of pain, a lot of lack of direction. I'm watching the channels of many coaches. There's no conversation around encouraging the Nigerian, deliberately so. And I'm not
Yes.
talking about political encouragement that the government is doing well or
Yeah.
not. But that in the midst of all of this, you have only your mind. Your mind is the only thing you have. And look, you have to stay alive anyway. The country will be bad, the country will be good, the country may not be good, the future may not come, the future may come. You better sit tight and first of all keep hope alive. You have a child, you have a daughter, you have a son, you have a brother. I would miss you. I am your coach and I would miss you. 10 seconds, one minute. I will
Yeah.
miss you. But the essence of the podcast or the communication is to brand myself again as the coach of direction and purpose. But the guy you are speaking to is not the soul of the person is described
Yes.
as purpose. The soul is existential at that time. I just want to exist.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
disconnection, coaches must solve that disconnection by their process. I'll just give an example of one process now.
Yes.
Let it be about the people in the society, not your stardom as a coach.
Yeah.
Number one, what are my people going through? Go
Yeah.
on Facebook, list. I wish we had all the time. You see, in social media engineering, there is the hub of communication.
Mm-hmm.
There is the predominant proceeding thoughts that 80 to 90 persons in a particular region are talking about.
Yeah.
That is the conversation to find and to distribute your energy around.
Yeah.
Your assignment as a coach is sacred. You are a molder of, you are the reason why many people not commit suicide. You have
Mm-hmm.
huge economic impact. So the first place to start from as we approach the future is that what is the mind? So how can social media help you? Listenership. Number two, put AI on the run. Ask Facebook daily, what are the deep conversations? How many people committed suicide today? What are the news? When you hear piece of news, tune it to the souls of people or how people are interacting with their lives and families and how you can help them to think deeper or create more results in their lives despite what they are going through. This is an example. Whatever your niche is, just apply it that way.
Yeah.
Deploy yourself and your solutions that way as a coach, and immediately where you need to invest money, the processes of delivery, you are just one coach. For example, your 1 hour is your 1 hour. You can't give it to two people.
Yeah.
So if you're going to organize a group coaching session, for example, what will be the most important topic that 80% of your catchment are talking about?
Mm.
A group coaching session on that. How to do this, or how to achieve this, or how to become this, or how to do this more. Let your podcast and materials use but there are tools that sing the synchronized answers. So you can have 10 DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Meta AI,
Yeah.
uh, uh, Google Gemini, a couple of other ones. They will all sync. About 10 of them will sync for you answers.
Yes.
That's your content right there. That's what you should start from. That's an example. So coaches are disconnected. So what are your connection tools? How do you connect with your audience? Number two, there are now new technologies, and that's what you're doing, a coach for. Like that's why I tell people, everyone who is a coach, to actually subscribe to your service in that area. How do you create your content and your material in a seamless, easygoing way and monetize through the line? People are willing to pay money if they see value.
Yeah.
The key is value. And you see, the coaching relationship is sacred, is sacrosanct, and is a trust. So, from a process standpoint, you can't allow your automation to make you too impersonal.
Mm-hmm.
So your material, putting your materials out there, getting your audience the kind of content they need, automating through the line all the way so that it's as if they're having a personal experience. Any serious coach now should begin to invest in large language models that is listening to all your coaching sessions. If you have your coaching notes, feed them into Gemini and ChatGPT and all of them and DeepSeek. Tell them to help you wrap many scenarios. Tell them to think about you. And so, can you begin to have Folake Gemini? Can we have Coach Folake Gudaro's Facebook so that it will be like I'm talking to her because she has put her conversations and she's listened. She's able to serve many more people. So, all technologies are helping to serve many more people. Another one is short courses and using AI to determine what short course you shoot in a candidate pool of many short courses. We are an over communicated, over length generation. And how do we use AI to drive transformation rather than just teaching and teaching? Remember, why did people come to coaching in the first instance? Why did coaching become popular? Because transformation with training and teaching wasn't working. People spend money, they spend money, heavy
Yeah.
budget,
Yeah.
teaching and training, and it wasn't
And train.
working. They came to coaching. Now many coaches now now have long trainings.
Yeah.
on the same platforms that trainers use, like Udemy and all of them. But why transformation? How do you use AI to drive transformation? How do you do therapy in a shorter time compared to what used to be before? How do you create the necessary results that you need in the life of your client in a very, very positive and genuine way? So those are the things. And by the way, let me bust your bubble. Many coaches don't have a business process. Should I say that again?
Yep.
Many coaches don't have a business process documentation. They don't have a list of their processes written down and documented, signed off. It is what you have written down that we can begin to improve on. It's what you have written down that we can begin to have conversations on. Many of us don't have. Many coaches don't have those things. Where's your business process? Where's your ordering process? Where's your trending? What's your client acquisition retention process written down, documented, and signed off? That is where automation can now start. Because if you don't have it, there's nothing we can do. Sorry, I'm really passionate about these things. I don't want it to be too long. Forgive my rant.
No, I mean, it's understandable. Every coach starts with passion, just like how every business owner starts with passion. Passion is not what sustains and scales a system.
Yes,
Systems scale. When
yes,
passion dies, you fall back to your system, right?
absolutely.
And so when you talk about business processes and
Mhm,
documentation, I'm hearing going back to data again, curating your own data, basically. How do you do the things that you do? Because talking about personalized experience, it is the data from your business that is unique to your business operations that you
mhm,
feed into AI to give
mhm,
you even more personalized
mhm,
processes and communications. And
mhm,
if it's listening to the social media conversations, it's also able to fine tune your
mhm,
content to fit the predominant conversation in that time. So,
mhm.
really, everything fits into each other. Now, I am putting myself in the position of a coach who is yet to integrate and automate.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the mindset shift that is required sounds like it has to come from being, not necessarily doing, because you cannot do if you are yet to become. So instead of saying how they are not, some coaches are not taking advantage. Remember, at
Yes.
the beginning of the conversation, we said everybody is going through some mental health issues, right?
Yeah.
And I think, right, that when people encounter coaching for the first time, because of the life changing information, they quickly want to go and teach another. And so they now start their own coaching practice, as opposed to first using the first 100 hours to coach ourselves, and then we evolve. Then from that place of wholeness and synergy, we can then transfer to others. So I would say that in response to the example you gave, for example, about the love coach who is moving from a place of hurt, is
Mhm,
that as coaches, when we learn a new intervention or learn a new coaching maxim, that we first spend hours using it on ourselves first,
mhm.
practicing it on ourselves, healing,
Mastering it very
mastering it.
powerful.
And then from that place of wholeness, it's easier to then transfer it to another and establish a system around it,
I
right?
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I
So
agree. I
so
agree.
that works as a mindset shift and a way to move from doing while you're still hurting to becoming whole before
Mhm,
you start to establish your business. So I have a question here about,
Yeah.
I'm just, let's touch on it. And then if you're unable to continue, we can go on in the next episode. So
Okay.
the question, the question is that um, speaking about the algorithm, right?
Okay.
How can coaches understand the algorithm in a way that the algorithm does not control them and the algorithm does not um, does not make them follow every single trend, in a way that they use the algorithm to their advantage as opposed to the algorithm using them?
Which algorithm?
Social media algorithms that determine content. And the reason why I ask that is that
Mm.
when you go online, some marketing trends are everywhere, but it's not fit for your brand. Some coaches don't know that, and they hop on every single trend, trying
Mm.
to keep up with the algorithm to get visibility, right? So, how can coaches share their content in a way that they are not letting the algorithm dilute their brand?
Okay. So remember that what I said was a research-based approach, not algorithm following approach.
Yeah.
Is to understand the conversations in the souls of men, not
Mm,
what the social media algorithms are saying. Is to connect with the conversations really. We need to connect with the conversation, and the connection has to be very deep.
yeah.
When you listen without bias or judgment
Hmm.
and pay attention to what is being said and what is not being said, the state of the mind of the people behind the conversation will show up to you. It doesn't matter what the algorithm does.
A lot of coaches don't like to stay away from, because I mean, I don't. I like controversial topics and I like to chip in every now and then. But I see that a lot of coaches like to stay away from religion and politics.
No, I'm
And
not
they
even
don't
asking
so
them. I'm not
much.
even asking them to comment about those things.
Hmm.
Just listen to understand, so that you can pick out the moment that the soul is in. For
Right.
example, when people are ranting politics, you're going to hear hopelessness. You're going to hear anger. You're going to hear
Mm,
frustration. Just be able to take in the state of their mind and master the state of that mind without your own input or your own bias. That's the point.
mm.
Nothing more, nothing less. Let's
Okay.
understand what's going on there. When we understand what's going on, we know what to now create
Mm,
to feed people. Not that we're just in one corner, just, I'm a man of purpose, or I'm a man of direction, or I'm a life
mhm,
molder, or I'm a destiny changer, whatever I call myself. One of my friends said, "Oh, are you a destiny danger or just destiny changer?" I laughed and laughed when he said that to me. So the point I'm saying is that whatever niche you're in, let us listen to what the soul of society, the direction of the flow of the energy. What are the pain points in society? What are the excitement points in society? Um, when you listen for that, it creates for you a content roadmap, solutions roadmap. You know what we're talking about. You know what you should put out there. There all those conversations. I mean, when celebrities make when there are celebrity problems, and people are talking about fighting. I mean, give me one celebrity problem, and I'll tell you the soul of the conversation. There's the conversation itself you are hearing. There's the hub, the soul of it. Give me an example. And I'll give an of that exercise, which means how to listen to the soul of the conversation. Give me an example.
an example of a celebrity issue.
Yeah, or anything at all, any conversation. I don't want to pick. I want you to pick. So it's a practical exercise.
Um, Marriage is coming to mind. The gender roles in marriage, does that count as an issue?
Any celebrity had that kind of issue recently?
Wow.
Use a real life scenario of a celebrity that, okay, look at VDM and GT Bank.
Okay, yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't follow so many celebrity drama, so I will just try to
Okay,
filter
any
through.
drama,
But
any
this
drama,
VDM and
yes,
GT Bank,
yes,
yes, let's do
yes,
that one. I know that one.
yes. At the root of it, people hate oppression. That's all.
Yes.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
what's going on. People are responding agitatively, even though they don't have details of the case. They don't know whether VDM was wrong or right.
Yes.
People hate anybody in power oppressing the poor and downtrodden.
And the jump issue, the jump, did you hear about
Good,
that?
good. That
The
issue is
jump
another
issue.
one. People are frustrated that the opportunity they have, see, is frustration.
Yeah.
The opportunity they have out of poverty, you're not taking care of us and everything. We pay you money, you still, so that's frustration.
Yeah.
So while you may not speak to the issue, if you're political like me, you may want to address the jam matter. It's not crime matter. You may want to say, okay, stop the crime. Just get out of that room. You know, that's a harsh critic like me in quote. The truth is that you can begin to speak to frustration. That
Yeah.
you know that when you're frustrated, not you don't refer to the issue at all. When you're frustrated, and many people are frustrated without knowing. If you don't want to take it home, you may not make a passive response. So, for example, the jam issue that happened, I know that a lot of us are frustrated. I'm also frustrated like you. I've got a
Yes.
16-year-old niece who took jam. How do I tell her the result is cancelled? I told her
Mm-hmm.
to I told her to read. She didn't play for many weeks. She didn't do anything. How does
Yeah.
your crime? And that's just one young girl. There are
Yeah.
324,000 Nigerians in that particular category.
Mm.
So I understand that frustration, my good
Yeah.
friends. But for your own mental health, for your own life, when there's life, there's hope. Would we write another jam? Would we not write another jam? Whatever question
Yeah.
you want to answer is because we have life. Can we protect the sanity and the sanctity of life? Can you
Yeah.
please place your left hand, your right hand on your chest like this? Can you see that heart that's beating? We need to keep that beating for a long time.
Yeah.
Frustration will cut it short. Don't let Nigeria happen to you. You're
Mm.
more precious. Frustration. I mean, can you see how the soul of the issue, the predominant issue that's affecting society, why people are agitating the way they're agitating, is the place to look for as a coach and speak to that core and that soul. That's what we need. And
Yes.
the beautiful thing is that coaches are using people to learn work. I'm trying to say that people are giving people are doing all sorts of like. I hope that the subject survive this your experiment. Not you, but I mean some coaches I met. Um, if you know that you cannot stand listening deeply to people
Mm.
to tease out things from the questions they are asking and the things they are conversing about, then one should not be in coaching. So
Yeah.
that's my response to that. Coaches should not. I mean, because for example, you're a politician. If you support APC, you have clients at PDP. And you want to alienate them now? No. The bigger point for a coach for me is to be the one who brings home the state of mind and helps that state of mind to succeed in a predominant way.
I like this explanation and the example of listening to the soul of the conversation. And it makes, I'm sure you've read The Alchemist.
Yes.
Yes, when he talks about the soul of the universe. Every year I read The Alchemist and I learn something new. So, you guys, if you haven't read it, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, you need to read that book. That would help you understand what Mr. David is saying here about the soul of the conversation. And I'm here listening to that, and I'm thinking coaching is a transformative journey, not just for the coachee, but for the coach as well, because we're also discovering ourselves. And yes, every coach needs a coach,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So it's a continuous discovery of self, And in that discovery, that is where we are able to help others.
Other
So
people.
it's not really a journey of trying to be perfect, but just an awareness that I have blind spots. I have so much more to learn. Every time I learn something new, I find that there's so much more that I don't know and I need to know. And to reduce the time and space from thought to action so that the growth is amplified and we experience
Absolutely.
um, exponential growth.
Absolutely.
Now, to share this message and to be a part of the conversation, we
Yes.
are coming to a close of this session. And I want to say one thing: coaches who are afraid to put themselves out there um, and are striving for everything to be perfect first before they start, making the videos, sending the letters, and writing the articles, and just be more active. Would you say they really want to become coaches and are passionate about the people they want to help? Or are they just in it for themselves and they're thinking only about themselves? And should they just not even bother continuing being coaches and they should just go and find 9 to 5 jobs? Or what can they do to get out of that funk?
Ooh, that's a very, 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 very deep, interesting question. Um, there's nothing like I can't do this. I can't do that. The key is development.
Yeah.
If you know that you're being called to coach, just go develop the competence. And there are soul-based competencies before paper-based competencies. If you're hot or you're bleeding internally, you bleed on those who they offend you. And it's going to show in the coaching in your coaching practice. If you've not conquered something inside you and you want to coach about it, it will show. Yes, you can, but your soul will pick up a few things and you will know that, oh, this area, what's the bigger point? Heal and grow internally. If you have an area in your life where you know that you're not doing too well or you have been hurt before, solve that problem. If you don't solve that problem, it's going to create bigger problems for you. So I'm not saying coaches should go and just leave coach, abandon coaching, go for 9 to 5. No. To the contrary, what we're saying is that you can't continue there. As a coach, you need to heal because your client will be blessed more than you. What's going to happen? Are you going to continue the bitterness or will you give them the leeway and encourage them to breathe? To you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. This has been a very, very interesting and fantastic start to a deeper conversation.
Absolutely.
Today, we decided to just keep it light, and
Yes.
we're definitely going deeper, talking
Yes.
about, and it's great that we are leaving it at listening to the soul of the conversation,
Mhm.
because in the next sessions and in the following sessions, we're
Mhm.
going to ask questions like, what is the soul? When we're talking about sentience, what is that? How does
Mhm.
that affect the coaching transformation?
Mhm.
Is AI, does AI have the capacity to be sentient? And then how do we integrate soul and machine to create a super system, not just technology, but spiritual systems, mental systems, internal systems, so that we can really be more expansive in our expressions. That being said, remember to drop in your comments, your questions. You can follow Mr. David across all his social media platforms at David Aboduri. You can Google him. All the information is right there. Just Google David Aboduri. You can also Google CEO VIP You find me across all the social media platforms. And if you register for this session, just be on the lookout for following communications in your emails. If you are not part of this Coaching of the Future community, you want to be a part of it. We send extra resources to the community members. We take in your deep questions and we answer them. So, any last words, Mr. David?
Yes, tomorrow is coming. The future is coming. The day will break tomorrow. There are challenges, and coaches are needed as the people that will bring solutions. Humanity must go from 1.0 to 2.0. We must go to the new levels, and coaches are the guiding light of the future. Would we continue to look askance and look left and right? Um, or are we going to be the mark of difference? Coaches need to wake up. We need to create change that is lasting and necessary. I also like to tell everyone that's listening to me that there are only two possibilities: those that the future will happen to,
Yes.
and those that will make the future happen.
Yes.
Would you be part of the insider group that will make the future happen, or would you be part of the people that the future would happen for out to? I beg your pardon. So that is left to you and the decisions you decide to make with this material. Number two, help us share this. Follow me, follow Coach for like follow us on all social media handles. I have sent a broadcast to my own network and I'll still send on Facebook for people to follow us. I'm also going to make some of these materials available over social media in the next coming days. We will flood your timelines with the future's thinking about what we need to do. Thank you so much. Okay, I've been excited conversing with you about the future of coaching. Thank you so much. I'm super excited at what coaches will do in the future.
Absolutely. This is a testament to the fact that coaches collaborate. We are here,
Yay! That's cool. I love
we're
that.
here
Yeah.
doing it. We are being doers of our word. And
Yes.
as we continue in this journey, we'll continue to build better systems, automate our
Yeah.
processes, to fine tune our messaging to reach the right people. So I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to episode 2.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Mr. David, for agreeing to doing
Awesome.
this, committing to this. This is very exciting. And
Awesome.
I know that there are what do I call that now? Cliffhangers that you have dropped in this session. And you are definitely going to touch and expand on them in the coming sessions. I
I
made my
will.
notes on them.
I
So
will.
I'm looking forward to this conversation. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and we will see you on your timelines. Thank you and have a good evening.
Yes. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Thank you. Thank you. See you next time. Thank you.